This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I came back to say that I stand by what I said about General Michael Langley. I stand by what I said. You don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you. I don't need to do any more research to say what I said in my last video or what I'm going to say in this video. All the research in the world is not going to make me run with a crowd. I stand by what I said. I started off by saying I want President Traoré to win. I want him to win. I want the people of Burkina Faso to win. I am a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade. Unlike a lot of black Americans now who are running around calling themselves Indians or natives or whatever, I'm not that. I am a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade of Africa. Many of us came out of the old Malian Empire. Burkina Faso was a part of the old Malian Empire. So my family members could well have come out of that empire. So I am not rooting against those people. I'm for those people. I'm for their independence, and I'm for them being able to benefit from their resources and thrive. But I am not going to throw a black American general under the bus because everybody has an opinion because of something he said before a Senate hearing. He was speaking to the United States government. The United States has been in Africa for ages getting resources. In this particular instance, it seems that President Traoré is giving America a hard time. So yes, he's going to talk shit about him. That's what they do. That doesn't mean that he's going to put a hit out on him. If anybody puts a hit out on him, it's going to be France. And if anybody carries it out, it's going to be one of his own soldiers. I stand by that too, because that's who's been doing it. All those 20 assassination attempts that's been done on his life and all of those coups that they've tried to pull off have been done by his own people. I stand by what I said. And if something like that were to happen, the next excuse would be, oh, yeah, the United States pushed them up to it. Oh, yeah, France pushed them up to it. No, they didn't. Greed pushed them up to it. Selfishness pushed them up to it. Tribalism pushed them up to it. You give them a few $100,000, maybe $1 million now, a villa in France and a white woman and a little bit of status, and Traoré is gone. They've been pulling that shit off all along before General Langley got there. So y'all can miss me with all this BS. And I didn't need to do any more research to form this opinion. You do your research. And if Traoré is using the resources of Burkina Faso to keep himself and his family safe, that shows he's a very smart man because he knows what he's up against better than anybody. And as somebody pointed out in the comment section of that last video, if America is so bad, why do so many of them want to get over here? And time they get over here, they turn on us. Many of them do. If France is so bad, why are all of them trying to get over there? The hypocrisy is what gets me. When immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean come to the United States with their anti Black American sentiments and you question them about it, they quickly say that America has marketed Black Americans' negativity to them, that we're all drug addicts and single moms and stuff like that. But then when you look deeper, you know that that is not true because The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was one of the top rated shows in America. That show was not about drug addicts or single moms. The Cosby Show was the top rated show. It was not about drug addicts and single moms. Roots was a worldwide phenomenon television series. It was about the transatlantic slave trade and what was done to Black Americans. It was not about drug addicts and single moms. Our athletes have been going to the Olympics and winning since the late 1800s, and I emphasize winning. Black Americans are known for excellence in music in many genres. Black Americans are probably the least supportive, or some of the least supportive, of the American military industrial complex. And yet, Black American soldiers perform with excellence on the battlefield and off. Our educators and revolutionaries are known and respected around the world, not to mention inventions that have advanced global progress. So we are known for more things than drug dealing and being single moms, but yet and still, that's all the Africans and the Caribbeans know about us. Let them tell it. So you know you're dealing with liars. So what does this have to do with General Michael Langley? On the surface, maybe nothing, but when you go deeper, it goes to the fact that all of these people jumping on the internet talking about General Langley are anti-black Caribbeans and Africans. I saw a post from a Jamaican that 3 million Jamaicans stand with Africa. Now, stand with Africa against General Langley because there's a lot going on in Africa. And I say to the Jamaicans, what about what's going on in Jamaica? You can't access even 1% of your beachfront, of your beaches. But you're going to stand with Africa? How about you stand with Jamaica and work on what's going on down there? Because it sounds like they need some help down there too. So maybe you need to stand with your own countrymen. And as far as General Michael Langley is concerned, you don't know any more about what's going on over there than I do. All anybody knows is what's being reported in the media. And they took a few statements that General Langley made before Congress and ran with it. So again, that's not enough to condemn a person. And Africa has been destroying their own leaders for centuries and selling out their own people for centuries. So that's not the hill I want to die on. And another thing that confuses me about Africans, they don't like black Americans, but they were dancing in the streets when Donald Trump was elected president. Now, I know that's not all of the Africans, but enough of them were doing it to make you think, what in the world are they thinking? They were dancing in the streets and celebrating because Trump was elected. So what comes through is that they love America and white America, but they don't love black Americans. I still think they would be perfectly fine if Michael Langley was white. Y'all hate black Americans, but you love white Americans, and then you claim America's doing all this stuff to your country. Black Americans are not giving anybody any orders to do anything in Africa. That is coming from the top of the American government. But anytime it can be a black or blackish person, you know that name and you are happily throwing those names around. You people come across as hypocrites to me. You really do. Now, here is the greatest irony of all the comments that came under that video that I posted yesterday. Some of the best comments, and when I say best, I mean some of the most measured and the ones that provided the most information in an objective way, I thought, came from Africans. There were not a lot, but there were enough to let me know that I'm not out there in left field like everybody's trying to make me think. So I took those comments to heart. And I'm going to end with this. For all this talk about I stand with Ray and I stand with Ray, especially those Africans that are living in the West, if you stand with him, then why don't you get back over there and stay and help keep him safe? And I also make another projection. All those Africans over there talking about free Africa, Africa rising, Africa this and Africa that. If they had a chance to get out from over there, they would, because that's what they tell people, and it's not people lying on them. When people ask them if they would like to go to the West, overwhelmingly they say yes. So you have to take everything these people are saying with a grain of salt. I believe that there are some Africans who are committed to building that continent, but I don't believe it's a lot of them. Now, prove me wrong. And as for black Americans who are standing so strongly against General Langley, good for you. I guess you know what you're talking about, but I don't believe you know any more about this than I do. Okay, y'all. Thank you for listening. And also, if you disagree with me, go right ahead and disagree with me. As long as you keep it respectful, I'm good. But if you come on here talking shit about me, I'm removing you from my channel. And you already know that before you comment. So let's just be clear about that. You're talking about what you think, and I'm talking about what I think. And I guarantee you, I've been studying different parts of Africa and what's going on in that Sahel area of Africa more than you have, more than the average person has. So I don't know everything that's going on over there, and you don't either. So you talk what you think, and I'll talk what I think. And last but not least, General Langley is over there to build partnerships with African nations, and I would like for him to be able to do that. And at the end of the day, Africa is dealing with some heavy handed colonizers: the United States, Europe, including Russia and China. And one is not better than the other. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and have a great day.